I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon and welcome to the Class of 2020's graduation. My name is Jules Metzger and I am the president of the Class of 2020. I would like to begin by personally welcoming the Board of Education members, Ms. Bellotti, Dr. Dutt, Mr. Sylvester, Ms. Ritchie, teachers, parents, friends and family, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Our year as seniors began as a truly blessed and sentimental time. We were making new memories, having fun with friends, applying to college, deciding our future plans, and beginning to learn how we would function in society. As for most of us, we have been together for the past 13 years of our lives, and for the first time, we were realizing that would not be the case. We grew up always having each other by our sides, and now it was time to say goodbye. We were so excited for our senior year, our last football games, our last game days, our last marching band competitions, field trips, our project, and endless high school endeavors. These last came to a halt as the world completely stopped in March. I would love to be up here in front of my class talking about our last months together, our senior prom and senior picnic, and our last walks in the North Warren hallways, but with sincere sadness, we did not receive those memories to reminisce. I know as a class we have longed for the end of senior year, saying goodbye, and feeling the sense of accomplishment as we walk across the graduation stage to receive that ever so long diploma. This year, I am proud of the class of 2020 and our other accomplishments. Maybe we didn't get to score our last goal, attend our last art show, or perform in our last concert, but we are living in a pandemic, and our lives are anything but normal, right? I'm proud of each and every graduate this year for finishing our online school year strong and achieving what we thought could never be possible. I am proud of us for making life changes we could have never imagined and becoming resilient, ready to bounce back from whatever gets thrown at us. I am proud of the North Warren community and every person who has chipped in to make this year special for us. I am proud of the sense of community we have so quickly reinforced and how much more important it has become to all of us to hold our friends and family closer to our hearts than ever. I'm proud of us for turning this year around and making it as best as we can in this time of uncertainty. I am sure that prom would have been fun and every other event we missed, but we are walking away with so much more this graduation. We are walking away with the ability to overcome and achieve success in times of turmoil. We are more capable of appreciating the little moments in life than ever before, and I can speak for the entire class when I say we will never take moments in life for granted again. I know we will all go on our own paths ready to combat adversity and the unexpected. We were the babies born during 9/11 and the young adults graduating during a pandemic, and I cannot be more proud of the strength in each and every one of us to keep moving forward. As I close my remarks, I advise all of us to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward to achieve your goals. Keep moving forward forward to be successful. Keep moving forward to get the A in college. Keep moving forward to get the job you worked for. Keep moving forward to grow and learn. Keep moving forward in everything you do. Because as a class, as a community, as families, and as friends, we will keep moving forward. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Good morning and welcome. I am Mr. Lou Sylvester, and as Vice Principal of North Warren Regional, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce the 2020 North Warren salutatorian, Sean Pergola. Each year, the graduating senior who has earned the second highest academic average in the graduating class has the distinction of being named the salutatorian. Sean's final GPA was 104.1. Sean is the son of Amy and Patrick Pergola. In his years at North Warren Regional, Sean has been a very active patriot. He has been president of Junior State of America, president of Student Council, an officer in Interact, vice president of Spanish National Honor Society, vice president of Social Study National Honor Society, treasurer of Science National Honor Society, and a member of Math League, Science League, Tri-M, and National Honor Society. When Sean has time on his hands, he has also been active participant in many plays and musicals and has had the privilege of student directing this year. Sean has been equally involved in our community through his involvement in Interact and Student Council, and he has been a volunteer cantor and oboist at St. Jude's Church. Some of his achievements include being selected for the New Jersey Governor's School in the Sciences and being a participant in the Future We Want Model United Nations. He was a 3-time winner of the Junior State of America Best Speaker Award, and he served as a student director of Fall Play and Musical. Sean finished as a National Merit Commended Scholar. Sean will attend Yale University, where he plans to major in ethics, politics, and economics, and aspires to make a positive difference in public policy. And now I present to you Sean Pergola.
Hello, North Warren. I hope you're holding up well in the current situation. As for me, I have no reservations in sharing that things have been better. One of the many things that's been drilled into my skull by my wonderful English teachers here at North Warren, as well as the many Netflix shows I've been binging on recently, is the idea of a narrative structure. In its most basic form, the idea is simple. The main character faces some struggle, things take a turn for the worse, but inevitably, the protagonist triumphs over adversity. The reader is left feeling satisfied, knowing the main character earned their success, and they all lived happily ever after. But here we are. The class of 2020 has gone through all of the trials and tribulations of high school, and we aren't getting our resolution. There wasn't even a climactic build-up to our victory being wrenched away from us. There was just an announcement during the last period of that fateful Friday the 13th, and that was it. Right now, there's nothing I would love more than to address a field full of seniors and bleachers full of proud family members. I've actually been looking forward to that specific moment for at least 3 years when I saw my sister give her speech at graduation. I'll never really get that. Instead, I'm talking to a lone video camera in an empty field. That's just a small part of this that only affects me. We as a class missed out on so much. Our picnic, our game of senior assassins, our prom, our graduation. And yeah, in the grand scheme of things, those seem pretty insignificant, but to us, they matter. My point is, if this was a story, maybe it could win a few awards at an independent film festival or something, but in general, it sucks. A more optimistic person would take this time to tell you about overcoming adversity or something, but I'm not that person, and I'm not going to pretend to be that person for the sake of this speech. If you're in for some kind of cheesy takeaway from all this, the real profound one lies in the realism anyway. Because in real life, a happy ending isn't a foregone conclusion that you can expect, nor is it necessary. As a class, we're no strangers to a world that's very different from that of our parents or anyone else that came before us. Up to this point, our lives have been bookended by tragedy. We are the first class where virtually everyone was born after the terrorist attack of 9/11. Now we are graduating in the midst of a global pandemic. There's an important distinction between the two from our perspective, though. We didn't know that the world we were born into was profoundly different than the world before. We are now painstakingly aware of how things once were and how different they are from what we have now. We are all too familiar with a sense of nostalgia, longing for the things that we never really knew how much we loved them. So while the plot of this may be terrible, you've got all sorts of themes and motifs and other words that Mr. Wilson would absolutely love. When it comes down to it, though, the reality is that our circumstances are kind of a perfect representation of the world we're about to be thrust into. The truth is, we're not living in any story, or certainly not a utopia, and the world is more problematic than ever. We live in an age where hornets that can literally kill people have been introduced to our continent, and it barely made the news cycle. We're currently experiencing the very real, tangible effects of global warming on such a scale that an entire continent was on fire for multiple months. We are entering into a real, serious world where facts, education, racial equality, and justice are all under attack. And it's our job to fix all of this. Our graduation has been stopped by a problem that's much bigger than us. And we have every right to feel robbed. Here's where I get to that requisite moral of a story that's a mainstay of graduation speeches. We can still make our own happy ending. The only difference is that, just like all the other massive problems we are going to face, the burden is on us. No longer can we expect to be handed anything, because, as the pandemic has reminded us, nothing is certain. It is the sorry fate of the class of 2020 to fight tooth and nail for everything against a world of problems. But I think we're up to it. Maybe graduation isn't the end of our story, but rather a piece of our character development. And yeah, well, that's super cheesy. It's what I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe. I've made it this far without thanking anyone, so while I'm out of that whole bitter beginning section, I'd like to pause here to address some people. Thank you to my family for being so supportive throughout all of my high school career. You're the main reason I'm here. I'd like to single out Mrs. Pergola here for being an amazing pre-calc teacher, as well as an amazing mom. Thank you to Mr. Garris and Miss Murphy for being the reasons I'm going to study political science. Thanks to Ms. Serzan for somehow putting up with me through all those drafts of my college essay. Thanks to Ms. Kohei for being the most supportive director possible. And thanks to every other teacher I've had for being awesome. Also, my sincerest apologies to Mr. Messina for not using his suggestions for this speech. And sorry to Mr. Help, but I am not majoring in chemistry. Now all I'm missing for the complete graduation speech cliche package is a quote. So here goes. As Barack Obama once said, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." Class of 2020, it's time to make our own endings and change the world. Let's give it our best shot.
Good morning. I am Dr. Janine Dutt, Principal of North Warren Regional. Each year, the graduating senior who has earned the highest academic average in the graduating class has the distinction of being named the valedictorian and is recognized additionally by presenting the valedictory address at commencement. And so it is my honor and privilege to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Honorata Lubecka. Before Honorata takes the stage, I would like to share a few highlights of Honorata's accomplishments. Honorata is the daughter of Christoph and Bogumila Lubecka. Her final GPA was 105.1. In her years at North Warren, Honorata has not only achieved academically, but also very active in the school community. She was a drum major in the marching band, student council executive treasurer, and lead mechanical engineer of the first robotics competition team, Children of the Corn. She also served as vice president of the Math, Science, and Triumph Music National Honor Societies. She also served as secretary of the National Honor Society and was a member of the Spanish National Honor Society. One of her gifts was the ability to teach others, and in teaching them, making them feel involved in whatever activity was at hand, from sound to robotics, from band to Spanish. Her calmness is remarkable. I am also struck by her mature sense of wit. I am sure she is not thrilled about delivering this speech, but I know she will draw on that calm confidence that I've often seen in her, and you will also get to see her strengths as we do. Honorata will attend Syracuse University, where she intends to major in engineering. Her intended major is no surprise to me. And now I present to you Honorata Lubecka, valedictorian of the class of 2020.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, faculty, family, friends, and fellow classmates. To be completely honest with you, I was hoping that a virtual commencement would mean that I would not be delivering a speech. I thought about having someone mute me and then coming back in to end with the iconic, "That's all I have to say about that." Apparently, that would have been frowned upon, but I was struggling to figure out just what to say. If this were a typical graduation, I would start by telling you what an honor it is to be standing before you. But as honored and deeply humbled as I am to be addressing you as the valedictorian of the class of 2020, it feels surreal not standing among my classmates and teachers, and in the presence of those who have helped me get to where I am today. I essentially feel like I'm talking to myself, and though that's not something new, this whole filming myself talk thing is a bit unnerving, so please bear with me. I appreciate the efforts we have made to finish out the school year, the relatively smooth transition to online learning, the Zoom meetings where we got to see our classmates and teachers, the support of our families and community, to whom I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude for organizing and sponsoring Adopt a Senior to help us celebrate during these unprecedented times. Under regular circumstances, I would then point out that these were some of our most formative years, that we greatly matured, found out what we were passionate about, and discovered the topics we have absolutely no interest in. But this is obvious. We've dabbled in the concepts of superposition, vacuum birefringence, but nothing beats learning to wash your hands at the age of 18 while singing the good old classic Happy Birthday song, or better yet, the ABCs. We missed out on the musical, concerts, sports, and a multitude of extracurricular activities and events. And while I enjoyed not waking up at 6:30 every morning, I know that these last few months were far from ideal for many of my classmates. Though we've clung on to every bit of normalcy imaginable, I think it's important to embrace that nothing about this situation is normal. So to start this atypical graduation speech, I would like to share a quote with you from Ferris Bueller, who would con his way out of going to school. "You fake a stomach cramp, and when you're bent over, moaning and wailing, you lick your palms. It's a little childish and stupid, but then so is high school." The way I remember it, many of my classmates weren't always the most eager to go to school. Now I scroll through social media feeds and I see posts about how much everyone wishes we could still be at school, and how we shouldn't take things for granted. Don't hate me, but this is of course the perfect time to drop the cliche, hindsight is 2020. I, for one, enjoyed coming to school. The one day I came in late, that fateful morning of December 6, 2018, still haunts me. Of course, it had to be a day 2 when I had AP Chemistry with Mr. Haupt first period. It's as if I were to tell you, chciałbym podziękować mojej rodzinie za wsparcie przez te wszystkie lata. For those of you who don't understand what I just said, that's precisely what chemistry sounds like when you miss a single class. And as I learned this year, so does calculus. But I digress. It's always nice to see a friendly face, to be in a place where most everyone knows your name. Ideally, everyone would also know how to pronounce it, but I'll take what I can get. Thanks a lot, Mom and Dad. I sought to get involved in as much as I could to make the most of my time at North Warren. Starting the year with marching band, finishing out the fall with a play before transitioning into jazz band, robotics, and the spring musical, and finally finishing out the year with the start of another marching band season. I got a lot of comments about how I never seemed to leave the school, but for every activity, there was a teacher as crazy as us to be staying at school well into the evening, And by that, I really mean to thank them for their time and dedication both during and after school. The rehearsals to 7, 8, sometimes 10 o'clock at night, the bus rides, shared dinners and laughs, I wouldn't have it any other way, but I can relate to sometimes wanting to get away. I spent most of my time in the band room, where I would often sit down in Mr. Z's office, and I wouldn't say that him and I complained, but rather debriefed the week's events. You know, each week brought its challenges, and we'd always laugh to each other. I'm done. I'm not coming back next week. But alas, the next week came rolling around, and there we were. Same bat time, same bat channel. Well, Mr. Z and I were getting tired of the redundant, I'm done spiel, so we decided to get creative. Here's what we came up with. I'm broiled. I'm toasted. I'm fried, cooked, well done, overdone. I'm spent, I'm expired, I'm worn out, depleted, drained. I'm tapped out, I'm emptied, I have run dry. I'm exhausted, I'm finished, I'm out of here. Not really though, this was right before winter break. I'm wiped out, I'm running on empty. I'm beat, enough is enough, over and out. The end came sooner than we anticipated, and it was a Friday the 13th, which did not foreshadow anything good. Although I joked about the day my time at school would finally be over, this doesn't mean I wasn't thankful for all the opportunities that presented themselves over the years. Besides, this school year has been a lesson in expecting the unexpected, and for me, that began even before we physically weren't at school. As a member of student council throughout middle school and high school, I have been to every school-sponsored dance, counting around 20, without ever stepping foot on the dance floor. I always found a way out of it by selling tickets and working the concession stand. It was one of my more notable feats. But I danced for the first time at Holly and Ivy. Thank you, Dom. And the funniest thing was not being sure who was more elated by this, me or Mrs. Murphy. It's these kinds of student-teacher relationships that make me feel immeasurably lucky to have been a student at North Warren. To be honest, high school was childish at times, with the petty drama and someone always being on edge after pulling an all-nighter. This didn't keep me from being upset when I heard we would not be going back, but I feel like all the moments we did have were made to seem more worthwhile and memorable in a way. I mentioned earlier that this situation has not been ideal for many, but I truly believe this is something we should embrace, and after watching Some Good News, hosted by John Krasinski, it became more evident that there are more important things at a time like this than worrying about not having an actual graduation. So to the doctors, nurses, first responders, and all the essential workers that are putting themselves out there during a time like this, being a source of inspiration and hope, thank you. I know that wherever we are individually gathered, we are not here to listen to some overly long speech that has probably lost its point by now. Sorry, rambling is genetic. Again, thanks, Mom and Dad. So to end the same way I began, here's another quote from Ferris Bueller. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Thank you.
Ms. Bellotti, I certify that on this day, June 12, 2020, that the graduates of North Warren Regional High School, class of 2020, have satisfactorily completed all requirements for graduation and have met the requirements set forth by the New Jersey Department of Education.
As Superintendent of Schools for North Warren Regional, I accept the certification that these students have met the requirements for graduation, and at the conclusion of roll call, the diplomas will be conferred.
A tradition of each graduating class is to choose 2 teachers to read the roll call of names at the graduation ceremony. These 2 teachers have had a significant impact on the graduating class, and they represent everything that is special about North Warren. From the class of 2020, thank you for all you have done for us. Please welcome Ms. Christine Surzan and Mr. Jason Davis.
Felicia Allers. Darren Amoros. Brian Brown. Lauren Brown. Ryan Burrows. Lindsay Buckgrit. Brandon Casey. Leandra Castillo. Leah Chang. Jack Clayson. Brandon Crincoli. Hannah Crouch. Brennan Kuntala. Will Davey. Jonathan Decker. Alexandra DeFuco. Nicholas DiLoretto. Kristen DeSanto. Megan Dickinson. Callie Diefenbach. Colleen Donnelly. Caitlin Dooley. Sophia Duardo. Greer Duncan. Lauren Derling. Samantha Dwornikowski. Stuart Ebels. Dante Edwards. James Ferguson. Robert Fletcher. Jared Friedman. Justin Gerkart. Kaylee Jean Gernant. Nathan Giuliano. Paige Glad. Katerina Grogan. John Hayes. Tommy Angelique Heiser. Jessica Hendershot. Kenny Herbeck. Sean Hervadic. Corinne Hill. Rachel Hoagland. Austin Holden. Caitlin Holmes. Matthew Hopkins. Emily Huff. Daniel Hunt. Kayla Hippolyte. Maureen Jane Illick. Maxwell Gennaro. Devin Johnstone. Zachary Kamansky. Hannah Kearney. Adrian Keller. Jonathan Kessler. Brian Keiss. Sarah Kachanowski. Daniel Kuhlman. Sarah Iris Cromer. Nicole Kudlachik. Morgan Lamas. Joseph Licata. Benjamin Lilly. David Lobiondo.
Trent Logan. Olivia Lohman. Honorata Lubeska. Juliana Lubertazzo. Carlita Mahler. Tegan Maishman. Aaron Malone. Joshua Marsh. Robert Matarazzo. Julianne Metzger. Morgan Mahalko. David Miller. Faith Miserendino. Eric Mitchell. Gabriel Mora Valverde. Giovanni Maz. Fatema Nago. Kelly Nelson. Benjamin Olszewski. Jacob Ortiz. Carmine Pagano. James Paulson. Matthew Pell. Sean Pergola. Lucas Pita. Daniel Platic Jr. Reese Pollard. Albert Papau. Dominic Prezioso. Eric Price. Quinn Radicek. Mary Reduzzi. Jacob Riley. Liana Rizvani. Gianetta Romano. Connor Roof. Alyssa Sagan. Noah Salcito. Cody Schoenfeld. Michaela Schultz. Carly Solito. Alexandra Shramko. Paige Smadira. Jacob Smith. Julia Smolin. Hawken Spain. Xavier Stars. Natalie Stefankowitz. Trent Stoddart. Jenna Sullivan. John Swistak. Araceli Tapia. Ashley Tyrone. Sydney Tribal. Caroline Velarde. Janice Barola. Colin Voorhees. Jessica Wortman. Kevin Werner. Brielle Winkler. Sebastian Winter. Catherine Wolf. Greg Wolster. Michaela Yetter. Elizabeth M. Young. Emily Young. Haley Yurchak.
On behalf of the Board of Education for the North Warren Regional School District, I hereby present to you the graduates of North Warren, the strong and resilient class of 2020.
Hail, alma mater, hail, oh, hail to thee. Your sons and daughters will forever be faithful and true to you and to your stars. Hail, hail, oh, hail to thee, North Warren Regional High. We love your colors, red, white, and blue. These will have faith, to you will be true. Hail, alma mater, hail, all hail to thee. Hail, hail, oh, hail to thee, North Warren Regional High.
There is a history behind all that comes with graduation: the music, the decorating of the caps, and of course, the turning of the tassel. Tassels have been used throughout history to adorn clothing and uniforms and are often used to differentiate people in many fields. The tassel attached to a graduation cap for a school represents a particular class that has completed its goals. The turning of the tassel is a more modern tradition used to signify a person's transition from student to graduate. It is my honor, North Warren Regional Class of 2020, to lead you in this symbolic gesture of your achievements. Graduates, you may now turn your tassel.